Hello, I'm Dr. Paul Elmer and this is a part of a series of videos about storytelling. In this session I'm going to explore what a story is. Now you might tell me that you know what a story is because it has a beginning and a middle and an end and it's told at least partly to entertain us. Well, not always. Sometimes we work with whole stories, but researchers have noticed that the stories we hear might come to us as fragments. So collecting and interpreting stories might involve working with tiny, incomplete texts. To fully understand these fractured pieces, which are sometimes called proto-stories, you need to be prepared to spend a long time understanding their meaning in context. Even these proto-stories may play a role in helping groups to form and transmit their own culture. So if we can unlock the shared meaning, even of these fragments, we can unlock the secrets of the group. But if a story doesn't need a beginning, a middle and an end, how will we know when we've found one? One useful definition of story is something that's intended to make profitable sense. Now this doesn't mean that the story is concerned with aspects of selling or marketing. It just means that the story has a purpose, and it immediately raises the question, who profits by telling it? Now there's a split here between theorists who prefer stories that seem to arise from experience. Those theorists exclude any that have an obviously manufactured purpose. Others are quite happy to apply storytelling analysis to stories about corporate origins or annual reports, for example, which are very clearly purposive and managerial. Now of course a story might have other purposes too. The way it's told means that a story might seem to be there to entertain, to pass the time, but also to interpret, embellish and leave bits out. So we might choose to focus on the storytelling, on who is telling the story and why, and on the particular techniques they use. Those techniques might be narrative or symbolic or rhetorical, and they each tell us something different about the story. So when we analyse stories in detail, we tend to look quite carefully at the issue of why a story might be told and retold and who profits by its telling. We might describe the elements of plot and character and of course the storytelling act. So our understanding of a story might move quite quickly beyond its capacity to entertain us. We can even suggest that some stories allow some kind of emotional release and explanation. They can humanise organisations.